Asterisk rain was falling steadily that night, the kind of soft drizzle that carried with it an eerie silence. In the dim glow of the flickering street lamp outside Malik Auto Garage, a broken-down car sat alone in the lot, forgotten and soaked. It had been towed in the evening before, found near the edge of the city in an empty field with no license plate, no registration, and no one to claim it. The tow truck driver just shrugged and said, "Looks abandoned, probably junk." But something about that car struck a chord in Hamza Malik, the garage's owner. Maybe it was the way the trunk was slightly open or the dusty blanket stuffed in the back seat. Maybe it was the faint sound of a baby's cry he thought he heard when the wind blew. But whatever it was, Hamza couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking about the car. Asterisk, he was no stranger to old, broken things. At 42, Hamza had spent his life fixing machines people had given up on. He'd inherited the garage from his father, who used to say, "Every machine has a soul, you just need to listen closely." Hamza listened, he always had. But after losing his wife 5 years ago in a car accident and being left to raise his young daughter Zainab alone, something inside him had gone quiet. The garage became his refuge. He'd lost his joy, his laughter, and most painfully his connection to people. He wasn't bitter, just numb. The kind of man who survived, not lived. Asterisk, the next morning, he unlocked the garage early, even before the sun had risen. He walked toward the car slowly, brushing off the rainwater on the windows. It was a faded blue sedan, rusted around the edges and covered in grime. The interior smelled of wet cloth and mold. He opened the driver's door and examined the dashboard. There were scratches on the steering wheel, and the gear stick was stuck in neutral. A small teddy bear, torn and stained, sat on the floor of the passenger seat. That's when he noticed something odd. The back seat was carefully laid out like a bed. A few juice boxes, a baby bottle, some clothes folded neatly into a backpack, and a child's drawing tucked behind the seat pocket. Asterisk, it wasn't just an abandoned car. Someone had lived in it. Asterisk, suddenly, Hamza felt a chill run down his spine. He stepped back, glancing around. He checked the trunk again, more carefully this time. Empty, but the spare tire compartment underneath held a photo. A mother, a small boy, and a baby girl, sitting on a bench, smiling. The mother looked tired, but kind. The boy held the same teddy bear now lying on his garage floor. There was a name written on the back. "For Mama, from us, love, Ayla, and Sami." Asterisk, Hamza stood there, the photo in his hand, his heart pounding. He didn't know who they were, where they were now, or what had happened. But something told him they were in trouble. Asterisk, he made tea and sat at his desk, staring at the photo for a long time. His instincts told him this family hadn't simply left the car. They had nowhere else to go. Maybe they were on the run. Maybe they were hiding. Maybe they were lost. But no one abandons their children's drawings unless something is terribly wrong. Asterisk, so Hamza decided to fix the car. Not just to get it running, but to get to the truth. Asterisk, it took 3 days to get it started. He worked between his regular customers, carefully replacing parts, cleaning the insides, and rebuilding the engine. With every bolt he tightened, he thought of the little boy and girl. He could feel their presence, like they were waiting for someone to care. Asterisk, during those days, Hamza also began asking around, quietly. He showed the photo to a few shopkeepers, cab drivers, even the fruit seller who usually knew everyone's business. But no one recognized the woman or the children. Asterisk, that was, until an old beggar outside the mosque looked at the photo and said, "They used to sit near the bridge." The mother sold toys made of cloth. She never begged. Only sold, haven't seen them in days. Asterisk, Hamza drove to the bridge that evening. The sky was turning purple, and the city lights flickered on like stars below. He parked and walked to the spot where the family was last seen. There, tucked under a tree, was a handmade rag, dull wet from the rain, its stitching undone. He picked it up, and that's when he heard a faint voice behind him. Asterisk, "Don't take her doll, she cry." Asterisk, he turned to see a thin, wide-eyed boy no older than 7, dirty clothes, barefoot, but alert. The teddy bear in the photo now clutched in his hand. Asterisk, Hamza crouched down. Are you Sammy? Asterisk, the boy looked like he might run. Asterisk, Hamza pulled out the photo. I found your car. I'm fixing it. Asterisk, that stopped him. The boy blinked. You're not a policeman? Asterisk. No, Hamza said gently. I'm just someone who cares. Asterisk, and then the boy broke down. He sobbed so hard it shook his tiny body. Hamza wrapped his arms around him. He hadn't held a child like that since Zainab was little. Sammy kept saying, Mama is sick. She doesn't wake up sometimes. I don't know what to do. Asterisk, Hamza took him back to the garage, gave him warm food, called a local doctor who came quietly and followed Sammy's directions to the old warehouse they'd been hiding in. Asterisk, that's where they found her, Ayla, the mother, lying unconscious, dehydrated, barely breathing, with the baby girl beside her, crying softly. Asterisk, Hamza rushed them to the hospital. The doctor said she had pneumonia, worsened by exposure and exhaustion. She needed rest, medicine, and care. The baby was underweight, but otherwise okay. Hamza paid for everything. Without hesitation. Asterisk, for days he stayed with them, fed Sammy and the baby, talked to the nurses, slept on the hospital bench. It was only after Ayla woke up that the full story came out. Asterisk, she had escaped an abusive marriage. Her husband, once a respected businessman, had turned violent and cruel. She ran in the middle of the night with her kids and whatever she could carry. No family, no money, no support. She lived in the car for weeks, moving from place to place, doing odd jobs, sleeping in fear. When the car finally died, she hid in an abandoned warehouse and prayed someone kind would find them. Asterisk, Hamza didn't just find them. He saved them. Asterisk, he helped Ayla get back on her feet. He gave her a job at the garage's front desk. He found a daycare for the kids, paid their rent, and slowly, gently gave them hope again. Asterisk, Zainab, now 13, adored the baby and became like an older sister to Sammy. The house that had once been silent now echoed with laughter, footsteps, and warmth. Asterisk, people in the neighborhood noticed. The once quiet, reserved mechanic now smiled more, spoke kindly, and seemed lighter. Asterisk, but the biggest change was in his heart. Ayla wasn't just a stranger he helped. Over time she became something more. They talked for hours after closing time, shared memories, grief, and dreams. She taught him to laugh again, and he reminded her what safety felt like. Asterisk, 2 years later, Hamza and Ayla got married in a simple ceremony. Sammy gave the speech. Zainab cried. The baby clapped. And the old blue car? It was parked outside the garage, freshly painted, now a symbol of everything they had overcome. Asterisk, what began as an abandoned broken car became the start of a new life for a mechanic who had lost love and a mother who had nearly lost everything. Asterisk, and in fixing that car, Hamza hadn't just found a family inside, he had found his own again. Moral. Asterisk, sometimes what looks broken is just waiting to be rescued. Behind every abandoned thing, there might be a story worth saving. Acts of kindness can repair more than just machines. They can restore hearts, homes, and futures. Asterisk.